While the conflict between Israeli forces and Hamas escalates, neighboring countries are monitoring the situation. Across the Arab world, mass protests have been organized showing support for Palestinian people, including in Iran, which condemned what it calls Israel's Zionist regime. Forces in Iraq also expressed their willingness to fight if Washington decides to set foot in the region.
If Washington intervenes in the battle between the Zionist regime and Palestine, we will target all American bases.
This was a show of resistance and perseverance in the face of straw Zionist regime. We must congratulate the Palestinian people, fighters, groups, and the Islamic Ummah on this victory.
Jordan's support for the Palestinian cause has been especially vocal. Hundreds of protesters have been occupying the streets near the Israeli embassy in Amman, calling for the Israeli ambassador's expulsion. Demonstrators were seen waving Palestinian flags and carrying signs with slogans such as "Palestine is Arab" and "Palestine is free."
Meanwhile, countries across the Middle East and Northern Africa have seen people rallying in support of Palestine in the ongoing conflict. It's Morocco. People rallying in the streets, carrying Palestinian flags and chanting slogans in support of Palestinian liberation. But not just there, Jordan as well, where a mass of protesters converged in front of the Israeli embassy in Amman. They reportedly called on the government to deport the Israeli ambassador and end all political relations with the Jewish state. From there to Iraq and Pakistan, where protesters hit the streets and set fire to Israeli and American flags. Marches continued in a show of solidarity with Palestinians, with thousands joining in both Middle Eastern countries.
The problem is that all the power of the United Nations is in the Security Council. And countries like the United States have veto power in the Security Council. And the U.S. vetoes any resolution, prevents any resolution from even being considered that would require Israel to abide by international humanitarian law, that would require Israel to negotiate a peace with the Palestinians. That's the problem. The U.S. is preventing the UN Security Council from acting in a way to protect the Palestinian people. If this doesn't end quickly, you could easily see an escalation that would involve Iran, perchance, maybe Syria, certainly Hezbollah in Lebanon. You could see a regional war happening. And that is the danger here. And of course, Israel has nuclear weapons. Though it has never declared them, we know that Israel has at least 100 to 200 nuclear warheads. So, what is being risked here is nuclear conflagration and a regional war. And that's why the UN Security Council should act. The whole job is to maintain international peace and security. It says that many times in the UN Charter. And yet they're not doing that.